Alright, can you guys hear me okay? Check it out, hang on one sec. What's up, Michael? What's up, man? Let me just make sure my people know that I'm on. Paste. Alright. People know I'm live. So, what's going on, Michael? How you been, man? How you been? Man. Another Friday night. I know a lot of people are streaming right now, so I'm probably not going to be getting too many people. What's up? What's up, Tech Needs? I just want to come and chill and, talk to you guys for a while, see what's going on with everybody, checking in with the fam. So, let me put that up. How does that look? Oh, shoot. Hang on, guys.
Charging.
Sorry about that. Bien, ¿y tú, Luis? Bien, muy bien. I am super awesome because tomorrow is another episode of Saturday Sit Down. We are going to have Sarenbite. I can't pronounce his name right. So, we are going to be having Sarenbite, and we're going to be talking a whole lot of tech. So be here at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait. I know last week, was it last week, the week before, something like that, I was supposed to have Tech for Your Needs and Gabriel, but we got that for another week, and I cannot wait. I am going to make sure that I am there, as I am going to be tomorrow. The other day was just, I don't know what happened, so I completely, I deeply apologize about that. Things happen, but I'll be doing a special guest episode at 3 p.m. tomorrow too. I'll try to watch your stream. Yes, I saw that, and I actually saw him on Tech King Mike's stream a little while ago. I have checked out his content. Very cool dude. And I'm thinking of asking him to come on my stream and have a conversation with him. Like I said, really cool dude. So I can't wait to talk to him, and I can't wait to see you talking to him tomorrow. I will say that I am having. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. I will say that tomorrow, yes, I will be having Soundbite, but if anybody else wants to join the stream and talk and have fun with us, you're more than welcome to. These streams that I'm going to be doing, it's not just for the person I'm inviting. It's not going to be like a one-on-one. Whoever wants to join is more than welcome to. I'm not strict about those kinds of things. While I do want to concentrate in talking to him, we will be accepting more people. So Michael, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. Tech for Your Needs, same for you, man. Always, man. I cannot wait until the week that we are able to have our conversation along with Gabriel. He was another one. I was just watching a little bit of his video. Um, and I decided to come on just to hang out and, have fun with you guys for a little while. I was supposed to be going out tonight, but ended up staying home, so I thought, why not come on and say hi to my peeps? So I tweeted this out earlier. Was it yesterday? Somewhere. I've had a long day, so I don't know. I am going to be doing the live stream at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then right after I have a video I'm going to record right after the stream today. So yeah, man. Gabriel to Black. Nah, man, you're always welcome, man. You're always welcome. You're always welcome, man. You know that. Heard you do. I don't know what this person means. So if you can clarify that. So again, like I said, I'm gonna have a video out tomorrow for you guys. I already have the thumbnail made and everything. Ready to set to go. The only thing I'm gonna need is set up my tripod and my phone. Your thoughts on iPhone 12? Honestly, a great device. I am not going to get it just because of, I don't think it's a big upgrade from the 11 to the 12. And my phone was good. So I'm going to skip a year and go to iPhone 13. So yeah, I actually, honestly, if the prices stay where they are, I might even get the Pro version. Because I honestly wanted to get the 12 Pro, but with everything that's been going on this year, I cannot manage to save money. So unfortunately, I can't buy it this year. But if the 13 Pro has sufficient camera, a great quality camera, as all of them do, I will be getting the 13 Pro next year. Because I gotta say, I am impressed with the 12 Pro. So depending on how good of an upgrade that is, I am gonna be getting that. Yeah, and that's what I like about it. Is the style of it, because I loved the iPhone 4. The iPhone 4 was one of my favorite iPhones. So and that was one of the reasons I was going to upgrade. But with the camera quality and stuff, I don't really see it, and I want to hold off another year anyway. Like I said, I want to try to save up money for other stuff that I want to get along the rest of the year. So unfortunately, that's the way 2020's got to be, man. Michael, do you have a minute to come on? Because I really want to talk to you, man. The iPhone 12 equals iPhone 4 look, and the iPhone 12 Pro equals iPhone 4. If you agree, yes or yes, exactly. That's exactly it. Tech Fiend, do you want to come on? Or are you busy tonight? Maybe I should grab my phone here. And oh damn, it's hot. Yeah, man, absolutely.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you call Joe?
I can't. Alright, let me do that. Twitter.
Ja, mas eu disse que não é?
Alright, you got the link in your inbox, man. Hang on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, we're good. What up, Hugo? One of my best friends. What's up, man? How you doing, man? How's New Hampshire? This guy right here is in New Hampshire, freaking taking pictures, posting them on Facebook and everything, and I'm just like, what the heck? And we're over here full of snow and everything. Like, come on, man. That's not fair, man. That's not fair, Hugo. You know I had to call you out on that, man. Yeah, you know it. Shit. Nah, I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. You know me. So where the heck is? I want to check something on Twitter now that I think about it. Is anybody... Did I just hear? Yes, I did. Yo, what's up, man?
Sorry for the look, but I'm having a bad hair day.
Oh, it's all right, bro. It's all right. We all have those days, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to send. Michael just requested the link, so I'm gonna send that to him.
I just want to say to everybody that watch, if you are not subscribed, subscribe to this guy. He's awesome, great content, clear, precise, and easy to digest. I recommend you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you, man. Really do, man.
When you coming to Boston to the Apple Store, so I could see you.
Yeah, man. I don't even know. Like,
I'm only 12 minutes walking distance.
Things, man. I can't. Like, there's so many things I want to get that I don't know. Let me ask you. Are you going to pick up the HomePod Mini? Because that's one thing I really want.
No, because I'm going to tell you what I did. I went and wasted my money on the iPad Pro and Magic Keyboard, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I do with the Magic Keyboard, Mike's know. I put a skin, so because it get dirt and grime. So I put a skin that I saw one of the YouTubers did it. to
Yeah.
protect it. I put a skin cover, like a clear plastic cover on the keyboard, and now I'm waiting for a cover that will be 75% right. And
Hmm.
when I put that cover, I could put it to the Magic Keyboard, and when I take it out, the bottom will be exposed. But if I can fix that with a dbrand skin a little bit, so when I take it out, so it don't be get scratched. So I spend my
Yeah.
money on iPad Pro because that's my second computer. Since
Yeah.
my original computer, the music, the soundboard is going off and on. I already had it almost 5 years, so
Damn, man. What's up, Michael? What's up, man?
check out
Man,
Michael
what?
with the band boy hair. Mm, Charger,
How's it going?
good.
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Good.
How's the Android life? Because man, man. What are we gonna do with this guy? Let me put this on full blow here. Pixel 5. How do you like it, man?
Um, well,
Be honest, man. Be honest.
so there used to be a time up until about a year ago that the Pixel could say that they had the best still photography, and then other phones came out, and it kind of changed my perception on things. Some instances of like the 11 Pro Max even beating it out as far as still stuff, especially like the nighttime and the noise and the grain in the shadows.
Yep.
But inside the United States, I would say they're in like the top, they're up there still.
Hmm.
But when you start including things like the Huawei series, I took a photo last night with my Mate 30 Pro. Not
Yeah.
even with the not even with the night mode on. And it looked really clear and like there were lights on in the room. And I showed my wife and she's like, that's awesome. And then I turned on night mode and it just added a little bit more detail in it. But you don't even need to do that. And the processing is just so fast. I think for the average person, the Pixel 5 is like the perfect Android phone
Yeah.
because it's quick, even though it has a mid-tier processor. It's
Hang on.
got
I'm going to text somebody. Keep that Pixel 5 on you because I'm gonna text somebody that loves Pixel devices. I want you to show it when he gets on.
okay.
Mm. Y'all see, I'm just showing off my skin and everything. This is where I spend my money. Michael knows. Michael, I don't know if you can hear me. The skin, if you're gonna get it, let me know because I 10% discount from Sophie Bar.
So I just texted him, and I'm gonna actually send him the link.
Okay, I'll be back.
He's not gonna actually pop up here. I just told him to watch my stream, so he can see that. He's not gonna actually pop up here. I but told him to watch my stream. I'm working at this, and he has, I think, the 4 or 3A, something like that. But continue with your story there.
So it reminds me of when I loved using my iPhone 6 because of the size and the typing. And I mean, just I'm having a conversation right now and just being able to sit here and type so fast because you don't have a huge screen.
Yeah.
It takes some getting used to. It also takes getting used to holding it though, because like, look at this. Like most phones, your hands don't overlap that much anymore.
Ladies,
So I can one hand it really well, but like to two hand type like I've gotten used to, it's one of those like like look at that. That's so, and I don't. I mean, I have pretty good sized hands.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine some of those people with their huge hands, like Cam and some of those guys, and like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't have the
That's-
biggest hands, but like that's the size of the Pixel in my hand.
What was the video Cam did? Oh, the iPhone Mini, the iPhone 12 Mini. That thing is super tiny, super tiny. I know a lot of people are having battery issues with like the SE2 and iPhone Mini and stuff. How's the battery on that?
Well, I've yet to actually let it run completely dead, but based on my typical usage, I usually end a day. Well, today's a little different because I was up with my son till like early morning till later in the day. So I put it on the charger and took it off the charger later than I normally would have.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm still at 84% charge, but like yesterday, I picked it up, and from then till let's see, about 8 hours off the charger, I had about 3 hours of screen on time, and it was still at like 73%. So it kind of depends on, are you using it all at once, or do you have it off the charger for like 2 days and then you use it for like a couple hours and then you have a break in between, you use it for a couple hours, sort of thing, kind of affects the battery life on it in a way. But I'm finding that even at this point, with it being like the first kind of 24 hours, well, almost 30 hours that I've had it, but really 24 hours of use or whatever, that it's impressive because, even the iPhones now take time to settle in. When you
Yeah.
first get them, the first day is kind of awful battery life, and then it gets better.
Right.
I'm seeing, if I were to kind of extend it out and then drop about 15% off, because as the battery gets down further and further, it doesn't continue to get as good of. So I drop about 15% off on an estimate. I'd be looking at between maybe about 8 and 9 hours of screen on time.
Oh wow.
Which isn't bad. I mean, 90 hertz screen.
Yeah.
It's only got just over a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. It's not got it's not got a newer, smaller processor, but it's going to be efficient. I mean, it's got the same processor as this.
That's another beautiful phone. Damn. Okay, fingerprint prone there, not too.
So this was impossible for me to get a photo of out of the case and just have it set, because it will literally slide if the table is not perfectly level.
Damn.
So I tried to like put it on the arm of my chair, because I like to do that, and take a picture low down so it looks like you're kind of hold it and do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just and holding it and doing it, I found that I kept getting fingerprints on the edge where you could see it, like under my finger, you could still see it, because I was holding like that, and then trying to get different, and you could see and even though I wiped it off, so I had it sitting on something like this, and it just kept moving.
Mm-hmm.
And sliding too much to try to even capture, because I like to try to take my thumbnails with natural light if I can. Although the video I did today, I used my lights just to add some color. But I mean, they both use the same processor. I will tell you that Google, whatever they do with their software, so much smoother, and the battery life and all that. I mean, these essentially have the same resolution display.
Oh,
This one is a lot bigger.
yeah.
But I mean, there is a point in which it's more resolution than size of the display. Obviously, the larger the display, it's putting off more light and it's going to use more battery. And it's got less. It's RAM. It's got 2 gigs less RAM, and there's some other things. But I get probably 2 hours less battery life wise screen on time with the Velvet than the Pixel. And if I have the second case on it, that knocks it down to probably close to 5 to 6 hours
Yeah.
at most. And as far as standby time, Google they have standby time down as well as Apple does with the iPhone. Like, I can have it sit there overnight, and well, a lot of phones, like even my Note,
Mhm.
let's say it's 10 hours overnight, it will drop maybe a percentage per hour. Where like an iPhone, you can have it set for 10 hours and it drops from like 100 to 99% if you're not using it.
Gotcha.
And the Pixel is maybe 2 to 3%. So it's up there as far as how it maintains. And that's with the always on display on and all the notifications that pop through. And now,
Can I ask you a question?
there's the, sure.
Okay, in regards of the standby, if you leave it there for a couple of hours, right, and then you pick it up and started using it, how you measure the drainage? Is it faster because you started using it? You know how some phone you leave it there standby and then you use it, and then 30 minutes later they down to almost 0.5% of the actual battery.
I mean, I haven't found, obviously using it, you're going to go through battery faster than not. And
Yeah.
if you're shooting video, or like when I first got it and it was running everything in the background, installing all my apps and everything, you're going to really hurt your battery. But I had it plugged in because it was only as I wanted to charge it up to 100% before I actually used it to see how it would fare in the first day. And
the reason that I'm asking, because if some phones you leave it standby for a couple of hours or one day, but when you pick it up, it's like it died quick. That was what I'm trying to get at.
yeah, that's been a problem with this kind of the whole, like, I'll put it on a charger and then I'll take it off the charger and it'll be sitting there and I won't even use it for a day and it will be down to like 20%.
Wow.
Where I'll have to do a test with the Pixel. It's kind of hard to do though, because at this point I don't want to not use it. So it's, which is a good thing. I will say the 4A 5G, which, is $200 less, has the same processor and the same cameras.
Yep.
And it's only got 2 gigs lesser RAM, and it doesn't have the wireless charging. But there are other things, and it doesn't have the reverse wireless charging, but it does have the headphone jack. But there are some things that people don't really take into play, like the IP rating with this. It actually has one, and
Excuse me.
the screen actually gets brighter. So technically, if you go on to like YouTube or Netflix and you're playing an HDR video, it will play, where like the 4A 5G technically doesn't get bright enough to, I mean, it will play, but it's technically not taking advantage. You're actually not taking advantage of the HDR. And so if you're taking videos and you're taking photos and you want to be able to see if it looks well, you want to be able to have a bright, contrasty display to look at it on and not have to do it on your computer. That's a thing. Now, there's been some comments about the speakers. I think they're perfectly fine. They did the same thing that LG kind of did with the G8, where they put the where it vibrates the screen instead of using a
okay.
speaker for the earpiece. But Google did it so much better. Like they do what most companies do, where you have like the low and the mids that come out of the bottom, and then kind of the high notes would come out of the upper. So instead, this kind of vibrates behind the screen, which is almost better in a way because it causes that to kind of spread across the phone. And it gets loud. Actually, my video I did today, I put a warning in there that it's gonna get really loud because I was doing an audio test and had it at like 25, then 50, then 75, then 100%. So right before I bumped it all the way up, I was like, volume is about to get really loud, and put that in there so if people are listening with headphones or have their volume up, they don't get, blasted. Because I've had that happen before, or like I was listening on the TV and then all of a sudden it gets really loud.
Me too.
So
Yeah, I had actually one of my own videos I was looking back at, and all of a sudden I had my music. I don't know. I think it was I had to split the clip, and one of the tracks I forgot to lower the music. So you had half of the video with okay volume, and then the last half was like you could hear the music more than you could hear me, and it's just like, ow. And having my AirPods on was like, yeah, that's no. I'm like, oh man.
I got another question.
It's like that, and it's just like, oh man.
Yeah, I got another question. Do y'all having trouble with the Apple Watch due to the fact when I wash my hands, only 2 times it turn on the countdown?
I cannot seem to activate that feature.
But
So
I got
wash
a
my
question.
hands and it will not pop up.
Okay,
It
but
only
did you
popped up once, and then it said it failed.
put the watch all with the water, or you do it without putting the watch on the water?
I leave it almost close to the water, but I don't put it
Yeah,
directly.
me neither. But 2 times it works, but it went almost to zero, and then at the end, when it hit zero, I don't know what happened. It stopped working.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah,
won.
yeah. Same here. Same here. Um,
I think they're probably still gathering information. So, they release that and then they use the information of people's hand movements now that it's actually put in there
yep.
to make it better. And I think that they're still doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
The other thing I was going to say that was kind of funny today is I had some like robotic call the Pixel, and I used the it's called call screening.
Mm-hmm.
So it picks up for you and
That's
tells you
worse.
what they're saying, and then you can click textual responses and it will like read it out to it. So I
Mhm.
just kept sitting there hitting random ones because I know that the bot will stay on as long as it's getting a response just to mess with the person.
Ooh.
And I didn't even have to do anything. I could just sit there and tap one, and then that would read, and it shows you it reading through and did it again just to mess with, because then they're not wasting somebody else's time.
Right, yeah. I would love that on Apple. I would really love that on Apple because you honestly don't know how many times, and Luis, I don't know if you ever experienced it, but I get so many telemarketer calls in my area. It's not even funny. And you know what's the bad part? Is that it takes your own number sometimes. And it's just
Yeah, but
like, what the heck?
you could fix that on settings. You could put it on the phone. There's a setting that it'll tell you not to call a marketer bother you.
But see, that's the thing. There's the thing. Sometimes I get like doctor's calls and stuff. So
Okay,
that's the only reason I don't do it.
me
Because
too.
what if I'm gonna miss my doctor calling me or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
agree.
The other trick they'll do is they'll use a number that's close to your number.
yeah.
So like if your
Yep.
number was, 555-555-5555, they would use they would use like 555-555-5554 or something like that. So
Yeah.
you'll think, oh, that must be somebody I know because they have a similar number to me, or
Yeah.
that must be and then they never use the same number multiple times. So you can block that number, but then they'll call back with a completely different number.
Mhm.
I have that with texts. I have a list that's ever expanding of blocked numbers, including like
Me too. Me
I
too.
have somebody named Santa Rosa and like a Gary something and like a bunch of that must have set up doctor's appointments to text to
Mhm.
this. And I constantly text stop because usually that cuts off the automated thing. And all it will do is send me a text from a different number then.
But you know,
So,
but you know who?
so I should
you
probably
know,
just call them and be like, hey, this is not that person. Will you take me off your notification list? And then they would do it. Especially
Yeah.
if it's like doctor's appointments, I think.
you
But
know,
I've
you know who's my enemy? Scamly. I hate that guy. Scamly.
Uh-huh. Dude, I honestly, but I would have so much fun with scammers if Apple had something like Google, because that's honestly one thing that I really love about Google phones. You know, at one point, and if my friend Nate is in here, I'm not sure if he is watching, but at one point, I honestly thought I was gonna get the Google phone just to try it out. I think it was the 4, actually. The 4 or 4A. I was gonna get to try out. But then I stuck with my 10. I mean, you guys know me. You guys know me. I cannot live without my Apple products because of how they work. You know? I still stand to say I wish that there was a company that would work so well as Apple does, and I would definitely go try it because Google is actually one that I would really try, because of how the phone works. You
But
know,
if you, yeah, but if you look at it like this, Google got the best assistant because I don't know what they do. The
yeah,
intelligence is superior, and also
yep,
people say that Google don't have. I'm talking about Google pure stock Android. They don't have
mhm,
an ecosystem, but they do. You can look at the app, the G Suite. That's an ecosystem. Dogs, Gmail, all that's part of the ecosystem. They're not
yeah,
strong as Apple, but they work in progress.
yeah, yep,
and Chromecast, and then I have the hub, the Google Hub that
Yeah, you
sits
get
right
my
in front of
point.
me that I use to control my lights and stuff while I'm streaming. I'll just hit that and slide, and I can adjust the lights from there.
that's
I have
awesome.
it set up. I can actually ask it to turn on the Xbox, and it will turn on the Xbox, and then my TV will turn on, go to the right input, and when I'm done, I can tell it to turn it off, and it will turn off and turn off everything.
What?
Or even like I can tell it I want to play Minecraft, and it will launch Minecraft on the Xbox and turn the TV on and do it.
Home fun
Um,
functionality.
but then when I was doing my thumbnail today, I took the picture on my note, edited it in Canva, and hit upload to Google Photos, and then right on my computer, it was there like right away to select to download and have
Oh, that's
available. And yeah, obviously you have to have the internet to do if you're doing it that way, where like AirDrop you can do without an actual internet connection and you can just do direct. But there's ways around it. I can plug in and transfer. The only thing that annoys me is trying to find video files in the Android system. Like I plug it in, and normally with a normal camera I can plug in and I just go to the DCIM folder
Yep.
and I hit and I can sort, and it will show dot whatever dot MOV files or whatever they are. Sony has their own format, and I can just drag it and do that. Well, I had to sort by file type and like go find today's date in order to find my video clips I did today on the from the note, and it's like, but I'll be interesting to see too. I'm gonna probably shoot some of my next videos with the Pixel and see, because it's been pretty impressive. Their cinematic modes and their stabilization and stuff like that has been impressive. Plus, I have that for my tripod
Oh
to
yeah, they look familiar.
awesome.
so I can tighten that down and put that on my GorillaPod or my regular tripod, and
Now let me ask you, Michael, would you ever transfer back to Apple?
so
Be honest. I got
That's
you
my
on.
question.
here's the problem. Here's the thing. As I've done more looking and come to realize, I'm starting to find apps that I can use on Android that will suffice enough for. And so here's where I would absolutely recommend Apple to somebody. If they are only going to use one device to shoot and edit on because of LumaFusion. But if they drop that app on Android, or if somebody comes out with something similar, then that would change. But right now, it's kind of some of those apps like that are limited. And Pixelmator is another one.
Yep.
That can run on like any iPhone, or even grab a new iPad and do it. I mean, technically, if you're looking at doing something and you don't care what your phone is, I would say get an iPad and then just buy like a Pixel for your phone, because you'd probably spend less than you would spend buying an iPhone, and then you'd have the advantage of iMessage and stuff and FaceTime on your iPad, and you would have the larger device, especially if you're editing. And the cameras on those on the newer iPads have gotten better too. And
Yeah.
But can I say something? It depends what kind of iPad, because if you got the cellular, you won't have the ability to do iMessage. I mean, not the cellular, the Wi-Fi.
I mean, if you're on Wi-Fi, you can send iMessages and stuff. The only thing you can't do is, send regular text messages. So you have to do regular texting from your phone, and then your iMessages from your. But there's ways around that. My wife.
I get regular text messages all the time, even on my MacBook.
Well, that's because you have an iPhone as well, and so it's technically connecting to that to pull it and then forwarding it to the other devices. But if you just have an iPad, it won't, because there's no number. Okay. Even though there technically is a number, because they have to in order to attach it to your plan, you can't text to that number. Right. But my wife has my iPad now, and it's the cellular model, and she uses Google Messages and Messages for Web, where that pops up a QR code, you scan it, and it links it, so she can text through her phone from her iPad, because they both are connected, and they all come through, and then you just create a Safari shortcut for your home. So it's it looks like an app, so you don't have to go to the website, and then you click it and it just functions like an app. Yeah, it's a little bit more annoying, and you aren't gonna, unless you have it open, you aren't gonna get the notifications and stuff. But what really bothers me mainly with Samsung was they used to have RCS support for the Samsung Messenger, and you could do if you have multiple Samsung devices, you do sign in, and all your messages will go across all your devices. So even if I don't have a SIM card in my fold, and obviously there's no SIM card for the tab and stuff, the messages I could still sign into it, and they would come in through all those devices. They removed RCS, and they removed the being able to, and the advantage of that is when I'm in an area like in our house where I have to use Wi-Fi calling, regular text messages don't work if I don't have, but Google Messenger will work because it works over the internet like iMessage does.
Right.
So Samsung had those features and then removed them. And it was the same thing they did with their Pro mode and the cameras, and then brought it back. And I think it's just because they're working with Google to make it better, and Google changed how it functions. So I think they wanted to wait until they got it finalized. And now there's been discussion, though, that all the Google apps are going to become native on Samsung devices now. And you'll be able to choose when you buy it to install the Samsung versions if you want, or just use the Google, because most people use Google Photos instead of the Samsung Gallery and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think about the there's that question and potential lawsuit over Google being the like default search engine on iPhones because Apple pays them like $2 billion a year or whatever?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, there's question of an antitrust lawsuit again with that because it's not like when you install another browser or whatever, it says, hey, do you want to use a different search engine? It's just the default on everything. So like if you were to go and install like Microsoft Edge, it won't say, hey, do you want to use Bing as the default? Google's still the default. Or like DuckDuckGo app, it won't ask you if you want it as the default. So there's been questions over kind of the concern that Apple's paid to prioritize them. But my thing is, you're not stuck with them. You can still choose another one. If you couldn't, that would be one thing. And that's what bothers me with the whole discussion of like the App Store and that whole discussion that was going on with, you can only download. Well, technically not true because you can sideload on an iOS device. You just have to know what to use. And it's there's actually a program for it.
Yeah.
iPhone configuration utility still exists, and you can technically still go to a website, download a .app file, and install it. There are third-party apps that people use all the time that are third-party app stores for when they have a jailbroken device. But now a lot of them are functioning without jailbroken devices, so you can load an app in without going through the app store, and Apple doesn't care because you're doing it through your browser.
Right.
And it's on you, and you have to agree to all this stuff that if it breaks your device, it's on you, and
yeah. Let me ask you though, what do you think of Apple having their own browser, their own search engine?
Okay, just as Luis said earlier about the Google Assistant, Apple's advantage is they have all that data. That's why Google Assistant is the way it is. They already have access to a lot of photos. So if you ask for certain photos, they already know to look for it. They already have access to all that information because they are a search engine.
Yeah,
correct.
So imagine if Siri was a search engine. In perspective is the same thing. That's what I'm viewing. It's going to not be able to tell you the weather accurately, or it's going to just launch you to a website instead of bringing up the instead of bringing you when you go to type in something, instead of doing like where Google will just pop up your weather in like Google search.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you type in weather in Siri, it might just bring you to another website instead of popping it up sometimes, depending on where you are and if you've given it certain permissions and stuff, where Google's just like, oh, we don't need that permission. You've already given it.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember when the Apple map was people getting lost like 3-4 hours because the map was not correct data information enough to process?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got lost for 2 hours.
I had that where it tried to tell me to turn left at the end of a bridge. There was like so there was a bridge in Grand Rapids here. There's a bridge that goes over the expressway, and then you can only go over and then to the right. And like halfway through the bridge, it's trying to tell me that there's a road to go to the left because it hadn't mapped up that you needed to do one of these things where you come around and go underneath the bridge to get to it. Because apparently they had it set up previously where you could just go down a ramp. So it wasn't really their fault. It was when they did the mapping, that's the way it was. And then somebody in the Department of Transportation just came through and changed it. But still, and then it kept just redirecting you up there if you would, try to. So finally, I just went and used Google Maps and it fixed it after like 5 times going in a circle.
Oh my God.
But they fixed all that.
I gotta say, I've always used Apple Maps, but up till recently, I started using Google Maps. Google Maps, and that's only because. And here's the thing: I don't know if you guys know this. Michael, you especially. I just found out that you can actually so let's say somebody else has a Google account that uses Google Maps. You can actually track that person and see where they are.
Yep.
I do that all the time.
And dude, like that's so useful sometimes.
I misplaced this phone last night. Well, I had sat it down in my son's room and apparently it slid onto the floor and I couldn't find it. So I used my other phone and went and just typed in like find my device, Google or whatever. And I was able, because I was signed in already in Chrome, I was able to find it and ping it just like find my iPhone. And even though it was on vibrate,
Yeah.
it turned that off and made like a full volume blaring sound so I could hear it from downstairs.
So
And it's so here's what bothers me with Apple Maps still. You're driving and you want to take a different route. It will go, we have a better route. Do you want to take this? And you hit no. And then you go about 100 feet down the road and it goes, we have a better route. Do you want to take this? No, like I've already said no. You don't need to ask me every like 25 feet down that road.
yeah.
So
Had that
you
experience.
ask it once and I say no, then maybe ask one more time in case I accidentally hit no, but then after that be done. Or just have it so you can set up that when you say no the first time,
Right.
it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way around it. So usually I just and you can't even just silence the voice, the directions, like the voice, and have it change it because it's physically popping up something and showing you the new route and asking. If it was just a voice, I would just turn it off and I would just watch the, but
Yeah.
So
Apple needs a lot of work, especially on computational stuff, like computing stuff. You need a lot of work. It's way behind than Google.
Yeah, it is. It is.
What is cool to me though is that they've worked on is inside directions. Like you can get directions inside malls with Apple Maps and stuff now.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff they've done with AR, like holding up and being able to see things in the road, like it will pop up like virtual signs to point you directions to things. But what I think is pretty cool that Google announced with the Pixel stuff is if let's say I am going to visit, I'm going to go visit you in Boston.
Okay. That's me.
And you go, I'm at such and such, and you have a Pixel. I can hold up my phone, and if you're like around the corner, it will give me directions to where you are using the camera from mine, and you've held up the camera from yours, and it sees where you are, and like will give me directions to you in like through the viewfinder, like on the street. That kind of thing is crazy.
Freaky. That's freaky. I don't want nobody following me like that.
But like, you could be like, hey, I'm at the coffee shop, and I'd be like, I don't know where that is. I'm new here. I can put in the directions and then just hold it up, and then you've shared your location, so I know when I'm there, and could literally be standing right behind you because it's precise to like 10 centimeters or something now. So,
wow.
Which for people that are American, that's 4 inches.
It's creepy. It's creepy how Google do a lot of stuff.
But I mean, it's all with permissions. You have to share things and that. But
yeah, that's freaky. Guys, I'm gonna actually end the stream. But thank you guys for coming on. Really appreciate you guys. If you guys are not busy tomorrow, I'm going to be live at 11 a.m. Here on the channel with Sarenbite. I cannot wait to have him. As you guys know, I did post this on Twitter. I'm going to have somebody hopefully each and every week, if not, somewhere around there. Right now, as it stands, I have, I have people up until the 14th. So, and that is if no one else comes up and, because I honestly see these little creators. And here's the thing, and I've said this before, I'm trying to get little creators on to be noticed, you know, because I feel like a lot of people don't notice these people, and we all start at zero. So, like, I want to give people a chance to be on, and a chance to have people notice their channels, because there's a lot of people out there who do amazing content, but they have little views, little subscribers, and it's just like, how are you not at a bigger number with bigger views, bigger subscribers, with the great content that you do? So, like, I want to talk to people. I want to give them a chance to grow their channels, because, as I say myself, we all start at zero. So we've all been at zero. We know what it's like. It is a struggle. It really is. But having that person to help and push you and lead you into the right direction, that's all you need. So that's what I want to start doing. It might not be every Saturday, but it will be. It will be on Saturdays as much as I can, because, like I said, I want to start talking to people and just hanging out and stuff. So during the week, it honestly, I felt like I was canceling more than I was doing streams. So I feel like on Saturday mornings, it's just a little bit easier. I might not have as much time as I do on the weekdays. I might not be live for very long, but at least it's something. And again, like I said, when I invite somebody, it's not just that person. Whoever wants to come on along with that person is more than welcome to. So I want to put that out there. Wait, what is that?
Sea kelp
Nice.
and Bermejo. Bergamo. It's French.
Oh, wow.
I am holding a candle to you because nobody said it was possible.
And that's all, folks.
Philly Wabbit.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming on and talking to me.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Really appreciate you. Oh, we got the new Travis MCP in the house. We got the new Travis MCP.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
All right, guys. Talk to you guys in the next one. Apple Monster out.